Hello everyone, and welcome back to D&D with WhatTeamComp. I am your host, the Oncoming Guru of Cormundum Chaos in my homebrew world of Vitse. We are back at it once again with the gang, the bunch of silly and wonderful people who are my players. We have Zarkwarts, who is playing Aurelius the Human Paladin.
Ex-Paladin.
Yes.
Edgy.
Edgelord.
We have speaking of edgelords, we have Mary, who's playing Fidget, aka Genevieve, aka our human fighter.
I am the actual edgelord.
Where do these cuts keep coming from?
We have Paris, who is apparently getting scratched to all hell by the number of animals she has in the house, who's playing Serenity, the Azmar Barbarian. Oh, by the edge? Ah, man. Not the... Oh, ow! The edge!
Jane, don't eat that. Hello.
And we have Kendall, who is playing Artemis, our artificer wizard, who is a half-elf.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh, woo. Indeed, yes.
I'm fucking...
Sorry.
You said not to, Paris.
A joke from just before we started up everything. But yes, we are back at it once again. Are you all ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Magnificent. So.
Oh wait, I gotta open up their website.
That would be helpful, yes.
Yep.
When last we left off, the trials in Wavebreak had been progressing. The final day had come, and the first volley had come through to assail and bring down Fidget to gain their reward. However, in the midst of this, it has become clear other factions have been using this to their own ends. Very pointedly this time. Not just people chasing you amid other very high-speed chases of their own, ranging from the split of everyone to the high-speed cart chase. No, this is a very direct attack. And very pointedly, they're going into and towards your group. After having a bit of discussion with Von Sterling, effectively saying that he was, in his eyes, he has seen this as a victory, and back-paying Fidget for money lost along the way in her previous endeavors. With a few other bits of discussion, a number of you follow one of the scouts to a higher up vantage point as they peek over through slightly more dusty glass, likely to both avoid light being reflected into it like it was earlier, and to obfuscate those looking through, as looking down into the street that leads up towards this warehouse, there is what appears to be a few groups, battalion formationed, wearing armor and outfitted with weapons, following behind a few different people of what appear to be soldiers. Or at least a number of them do. Some of them are more obviously no longer alive. Archers, skeletons, with bows strapped across bone and armor. The only thing likely filling that suit of armor being stuffing to allow it some measure of body, but skeletons visibly all the same. There's a faint, distinct muttering among some of the different group. Most seem unperturbed. It's probably just some kind of procession, something that will pass by. Others watch and seem to be more inclined to believe that this is not something just randomly moving by. As it's just too close and too opportune of a time for such things to be happening. No one moves. No one seems to breathe for a bit. Just watching. What is it you all would like to do?
Fidget is very much keeping an eye out one of the dusty windows on everything that is going on. Her hand is on the hilt of her sword, but she has not drawn it.
I think at this point, Randy's just resting.
Mm-hmm.
Artemis is studying the dead things outside. See if anything is familiar about them. But she's probably coming to the conclusion that they are here for the book.
Make a perception check.
This is gonna sound rather peculiar, but would Aurelius recognize any of these just...
23.
How do I explain this? These concepts, like these strategies, would he recognize them?
You mean in their organization?
Yeah.
Make a history check at advantage.
Okay.
Might want to join the Roll20, my dude.
Yeah,
That would
I
help.
I just got back. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I literally just came back from a fucking train station. Give me a break.
We understand.
No! You're asking questions! Get here now!
Listen here, you little shit.
Walk
I'm
faster!
the one asking for. I'm here. I was
Walk
not
faster!
walking. I was driving, you bitch boy.
Crash then!
No.
I can hear the cane in his hand.
Back in my day.
He's turned to Grandpa's arc.
You rapscallion. Alright, advantage. Boom.
21. Looking at the way that they're moving, it is... The best way to put it would be it has the hints of being militaristic, of having that kind of almost paladin level precision, but most of that likely is coming just from magic. Just things moving in step, looking like they're so unified, is probably just they're all being told to walk and they're all just walking at the same time. But it is a clerical strategy. And generally one that is, to the north at least, one that is more often frowned upon. Most people there see it as, well, the dead should be let to rest. And raising them for their own squabbles and such is undesirable.
It's fucking disrespectful.
Yes. This many means that this is not like there's like someone who got a handful. This is an entire, probably small sect of clergy have done this.
Okay.
With the perception check, Artemis, you looking over and trying to get a better view of what you can see. You can see there are the standard undead, zombies and skeletons. You do also see that there are a few banners that some of the creatures are carrying. Some of them are on the same pole, some of them are on different ones. The one of the more prominent one that seems to be on not all of them, but interspersed around there, is a set of scales with two faces in profile on them of simian heads facing in different directions that you recognize as the two faces of justice. There is the image from the coins that you got of the
What
great.
kind of bodies are these?
Based off what you can see, most of them look to be ranging between hobgoblinoid, bugbear, human. With what you're probably looking for, there's no elves. No elves or half-elf bodies in this.
Yeah.
The banner. Would Aurelius be able to identify what it is about? Like, what's the vibe check?
Has Artemis explained to you what the coins mean?
I can't remember.
Artie?
Have we seen the coins before?
The ones
The ones that you have.
You have? The ones that came from the people who were attempting to find you?
You mean coins that we haven't had a moment to explain? No, she has not explained those yet.
Then you can see that it has a similar image to the coins, which means you probably understand that this is bad vibes.
Alright. So, with that, Aurelius looks back and says, "This is clerical." See their movements? Someone's commanding them, a large amount of them. And the kind of powers that can do that come from that of clerical background. Tread carefully. And as he steps away from the windows that are now boarded up, he's drawing his sword.
One of the young men nearby just kind of looks at you, just like, dude, put that away. What if they see you? Put that away.
Aurelius, we have not been given the call to arms yet. They are not attacking us. We are not attacking them. The sword is not necessary.
Have you heard the saying, rise before the enemy?
Have you heard the saying, if they see you with the sword, they're going to try to kill us?
That's not a saying. That sounds like something that you're saying right now.
I'm saying put the damn sword away.
I'm saying I'm prepared for anything that's coming.
Any blood spilt because they see the sword is on your hands.
He gestures to the boards.
She walks away from him.
He's remaining vigilant. I might roll a... what would it be to remain basically in this reality and not in the abyss?
Ooh.
Not way too excited for that.
Well, this situation is very
yeah.
reminiscent.
It's reminiscent of part of the abyss. I'll say make a wisdom save. And I'll say with advantage.
All right. Oh. So I need you to understand that I rolled a 7.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
And I ended up with 60.
Hey, that paladin shit's good, ain't it?
Holy fuck. That shit was scary.
You're here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flicker every now and then of memory, but you are, at the moment, here. Thanks to, strongly in this part, Fidget. Just kind of giving you a presence to kind of look to and be like, they're not from there.
Didn't she just walk away?
Yeah, no,
I'm still
but
in the room.
she walked away from your immediate area, but you can still see her.
Okay.
She's not left you. She's just over there.
Okay.
And that is helping to keep you here.
Even so, he's like, I will say that he does hold his hand up to his head as if he's getting a headache to a sort of extent.
Mm-hmm.
And with it, he's kind of lowering his guard a bit and just kind of holding the sword to hold himself up more than anything else now. Like he's pointed the blade at the ground and is leaning on it.
Those who asked you to put the sword away seem to accept that and give a nod, first to you and then like a more like to Fidget, just like, thanks.
Phil doesn't trust us. It's fine.
Meanwhile, Artemis is rifling through her books.
Okay. So he's just like, I'm going to take a nap. I'm sleepy. I got woke up for this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Huge
Yep.
fight did happen not too long ago.
At most, she's opening one eye.
Yeah, Artemis should probably sleep too. She is at 31.
Very fair.
Kind of
I'll
goes
s-
over to Serenity, curls up next to her. She is the big spoon this time.
I'll say that Fidget goes to a window on the opposite side of the room to go back to watching.
Gives you a different perspective, different viewpoint to look through.
I'll say Aurelius is still kind of falling back on some of his watcher training at this moment, but not doing anything in terms of like heavy movements because of the fucking sudden migraine. Like, what the fuck? Why is there overlap?
Wait,
Who
in real
left?
life?
No, in
Okay.
character, as in
Yes.
like, um, he's getting a headache from the overlap of
Reality.
basically effectively two memories. Well, I say memories, but like, imagine that what you're seeing is being overlapped with a memory of what you have seen. And it's somewhat difficult to distinguish between the two. And it makes your eyes hurt and thus makes you get a headache. Because your eyes are getting all fucky wucky. That's kind of the logic I'm going by. Because I can tell you right now, when I'm fucking focusing on something a bit too hard, head hurt, not fun.
So what is going on outside?
They march past, and they keep marching. They turn at the end of a corner, and they keep marching. As they start disappearing from sight, for a small moment, some of the younger people seem to be like, "Okay, that was pretty scary."
Don't get your hopes up. Listen.
You can't hear anything for a while, but within about 20-30 minutes, you can vaguely hear the sound of in time footsteps as they turn the corner. Just apparently are circling not the building, but the entire block. Just marching.
They're setting up a perimeter. They've gone past that corner 3 times now.
Jit is going to leave the room and go to another one.
Looking to see if you can have another viewpoint, or
Holding her tongue.
gotcha. Yeah, we cannot hear any background noise, so no worries there. Unless you're muted, in which case we still can't hear her. But
In case we can't hear anything.
oh no! Yeah, you know. I will will say a short rest can pass. Anyone who wants to roll hit dice may do so now. So I'll give you a moment with that. You'll just look and keep your eyes out while you're resting up, Aurelius?
Yeah, he's just looking for more so patterns than anything else. Like patterns in movement.
It's very simple pattern. They walk past, they go around the corner, continue around, come back around the corner, walk past. It's not like they're spreading out to... And your mind says they're setting up a perimeter. They're almost more establishing presence. They're making it clear that they're here more than anything else. And just going around in a circle.
My symbiote is acting up.
My symbiote is acting up. Yes.
There's this clear anxiety, this aura of anxiety around Aurelius. He's not acting upon it, or at least he's trying not to, but it is very present as he's watching them, waiting for something to change.
The ladies over there are cuddled up and relaxing. Fidget. I'm gonna roll some. Actually, no, I know who it is.
Okay.
After a bit of you being in the room, you hear someone kind of just knock on the door frame, but you know they're going to enter anyways. I mean, why wouldn't they just enter in? It's not like this is a private room. As you glance over your shoulder just to see Razor kind of walk in, look around, just nod to you and just like, take it, your friends are still processing everything.
That's one way to put it, yeah. You and I need to talk.
Huh?
And she walks over to him and actually imposes the fact that she's taller than him for a moment. And there's a glare on her face. And just after a moment of silence, she flicks him in the forehead. Why did you play up the fact that people think I'm stupid? I'm not a parrot who is taught things to say.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Your friends have been kind of treating you like you're little daft. Figured if we played that up, if they don't trust us, well, why should we trust them by telling them how smart you actually are? They're gonna treat you like you're stupid. Let them think that. And, you know, if they try and go swinging that big sword or whatnot around, we just push them down the stairs and watch them fall down. When they come back up, we just keep doing it until they finally apologize.
It's why I'm in here.
Ah.
He pulled his sword out.
Did
And
someone
argued,
threaten him?
nope. Just because they're walking around the building.
Who? Wait. Kind of walks over and peeks out. Oh, I thought they were just standing there. No, that. Why are they?
They've been circling for a bit.
Cups his hands around. Oh, wow, they really did bring out the undead. Are those skeletons?
It looks like it.
1, 2, 3. That's unfortunate. Those poor people.
You think Pops has anything planned?
I mean, I don't know if he has clergy bringing undead to intimidate people with under his long list of plans. But yeah, probably. You know how he
there
is.
something... I probably interrupted you when you wanted to say something to me. And I'm sorry. Or were you just checking on me?
Checking on you. Heard that you went in to check up on what's coming around, and since it might be involving your group and whatnot, well, you're doing exactly what I thought you would. You're making sure your friends are watched over.
Always. And I can get a different viewpoint from here.
Of course.
I've been trying to analyze, see if there's anything different, anything I can suss out from watching, but it's unnatural. I'm used to fighting people who are living. But I can't exactly read them like I can read other people.
Could probably get at least a good impression of them if you spent enough time, but I think that being this far away is as close as most of us want to be.
Lately I've been practicing being able to watch and analyze and figure things out about enemies if I'm able to keep enough distance from them. Kind of works against the fact that I will run in head first with my sword, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, you know, go in there, smash heads. It sounds like the sort of thing you'd read in a book, right?
I'll take your word on that.
I am so sorry.
She is like glaring at him when he says that.
He's just like, I am so sorry. I thought you were being read a book at some point that had... Right, no. Silver was just kind of an absolute dick. Never mind. I'll be fine. I didn't make a mistake.
According to midnight, you guys weren't allowed to teach me.
We weren't, according to D'Artes.
Yeah, well, D'Artes can go fuck a cactus for all I care.
You've been to the desert since I last saw you? I didn't know you knew what cacti were.
She'll pull out the book from her bag and hand it to him.
Oh. Takes it.
It reads to me.
Oh! How's that been going?
I could probably recite it backwards at this point. And she'll pull out a notebook that's also in her bag. Artie's been teaching me how to write. So, take from that what you will.
I honestly, with how much your friends don't seem to respect authorities of any sort, as far as I've seen, they'd fit right in with us. Although they'd also be the sort to say, "Fuck what Dartez says. We're going to teach you anyway." But then that makes them friends in my book.
Do you think any of them would actually join us, the Razor?
I don't know. Artemis, maybe. She seems the sort who would be...
It let her be closer to crazy.
He looks away for a moment, and there's clearly something on the tip of his tongue that he's, like, biting gently. And he's...
Razor, it's like we've known each other forever. Razor, I know what that look means. Just spit it out.
Pa might know a bit more about what's going on here.
Do you want to go check?
No, that's not me saying I need to check. You
Just
know,
didn't want to keep you from your job.
yeah, I know, I'm doing it, but we have known each other for a long time, and I've probably mentioned it to you when we were younger, but I don't know if you remember. Did I ever tell you where my family's from?
No. I just know that I met you guys not too long after you moved in.
I was raised in Denziel. I've been all over the country. My pa and Sterling was born in Denziel.
So this is getting a little too familiar to him.
Probably. It's also probably why he hasn't yet come out since someone mentioned the undead.
I thought he was talking to Tank because we got promoted.
I mean, he probably is, but he's... Remember when I said he's got a lot of plans?
He always has plans. But which one specifically are you talking about?
I don't know. Because he probably has more plans than I have limbs and digits.
It's what he's good at.
Plans on plans. I thought I know them all, and then he pulls out a new plan, and I'm just sitting there baffled.
He plays 3D chess.
Ew.
Not literally. But your paw, he can see like 3-4 steps ahead. Always has been able to. Which is probably why he was so frustrated about the whole thing that happened to me. He didn't see it coming.
He didn't, no. Still, we'll figure it out. It's, friends past, is your, Serenity.
Describe him. Oh, yes, okay.
Is she okay?
Define okay.
I swear, I did a double take and then a triple take. I swear her shadow's moving. She said
that.
She's like bright and shiny and whatnot. She's not secretly a tiefling, is she?
No, she's not a tiefling.
Yeah, because some of them don't have shadows at all, and hers is moving.
You know how we kind of, or the group calls her duality?
Yeah.
2 different beings, 1 body.
Processing. What the fuck? Is the other one a tiefling?
Demon, devil, jackass, it depends on when you ask Serenity.
I mean, fair enough, but just what the fuck?
Before you go anywhere and go back to being the shadow that you're good at being, who were you telling to be quiet in that room?
Someone was talking. They kept trying to talk over everyone when we were being told to be quiet.
None of us were talking, Razor.
Kind of like looks at you. And there's this uncomfortable shift of trying to process that.
I'm going to ask a very odd question, but I know you will understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Are his normal eyes showing?
At the moment, but for a moment as he's thinking, you watch as his iris and his pupil seem to shift slowly. There's a distinct look of cogs ticking before they return back to normal.
See, I can't tell you which voice you were hearing in there because I have a voice that talks to me and Serenity has a voice that talks to her. I haven't asked Artie and Aurelius if they've picked up buddies as well, but I think you heard somebody else.
Who the fuck was in the room? I'm supposed to be keeping an eye out on things. He looks frazzled, and it's a bit comedic to see him so much just like odd and just like I'm gonna go look in the room and just see if the walls are thinner than I expected. This
Razor, before you do,
yeah,
she lifts her scarf to show the locket. If you see me talking to nobody, it's because I forgot I can talk in my head to them. And she points to the locket.
Processes further.
There's a reason why D'Artez wants it back. But I might have... Okay, don't hate me.
Squint.
I made a deal.
What?
To be a better fighter. I made a deal, and suddenly when Silver attacked me, I was doing more, and my sword was coated in my blood, and it seemed to affect him, and it's because I said yes to what's in my locket.
Huh. I have no idea what that means. Besides you agreeing and him helping? Him pokes the locket lightly. Them? It?
They sound male? I never asked their pronouns.
It's not necessary if it's helping, but...
He just wants me to fight. Do what I do best.
Well... You learn from someone who is pretty good at it, so I'd imagine you're going to continue to be great at it.
Yeah, when are you gonna actually show what you're capable of?
Why should I show them anything of what I'm capable of? They don't trust us. I'm not going to show trust to them. It's a two-way street.
Have you even taken your rapier out of its hilt?
Thinks about it. Slides towards the door. Well, slides out the door.
You do realize you've been showing the actual true you to everyone and not the sword fighter that you're trying to quote-unquote hide.
Goodbye!
Talk to Artemis! Mr. Gears?
Why are you making people talk to me? I'm trying to sleep.
Not now!
This is after the short rest.
She's still pretending to be asleep.
Okay, so...
He's not gonna walk in now going, Artie!
She's pretending to be asleep. Excellent.
He walks in and he walks over and he kind of stands next to Serenity and Artemis, and he looks over towards Aurelius.
Artemis will roll over and just stare up at him.
He glances down at you.
Snorts.
Glances over to Aurelius. Any change?
No, I just woke up.
She'll amble over to the window, get a look.
Why did
And
you crawl
cycle.
over there like a goblin?
Aurelius just kind of quietly says, 10th, 11th cycle now.
Do you want me to just go down there and deal with them?
No.
No.
Do you mind if I get a look, Aurelius?
Aurelius looks down and steps to the side slightly and actually slides down the wall. Like one knee up, one leg out, holding his sword nearby.
Would you like a blanket to complete the picture of edgy swordsman?
What?
What?
Every time.
Are you
Neither of
talking
you
about
know
a
that trope?
cape?
No. I'm disappointed that you don't know the trope. She points at Razor.
What? Why?
What do you see, Artemis?
Artemis will climb up and look out. What does she see?
With her special eyes.
With her elven eyes.
What do your elven eyes see? Your elven eyes see them going through another cycle of just, again, it's just marching. Make another perception check.
Can I offer assistance? Since I mean, at this point, she's probably walked up to Artemis and she towers
16.
over her.
16.
And she's kind of looking for like the threads between them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aurelius has already seen this from a militaristic standpoint and a historical standpoint. Artemis has seen this from her own personal historical standpoint and what she understands of where it comes from. But now she's looking for a magical standpoint.
Mm-hmm. The threads are thin because they're distant. You can't quite see all of it. You know that it's bound, like wrapped around, like almost like seeing the equivalent of a magical straitjacket holding them together. But it's not pinning anything like their arms in place or anything like that. It's just very simple way of keeping all the energy contained inside to loop it back around into itself.
Like puppets?
Yeah, like puppets.
Is there any strings that go outside of this loop?
Not that you can follow. You can see that they go away from them and then they like stop at maybe a foot away. So it doesn't give you a direct line as to where they are.
If she climbed up on the roof, would she get a better view of it?
You'd be further away, so you'd actually have a worse view of
Oh.
it.
Okay.
You'd also be shootable.
I'm fine with that.
No!
Fidget
Artemis
will,
just
Fidget will clear her throat and just kind of go, see anything, Adi?
They're in a loop of magic. They're basically straight jacket bound to each other.
what's a straitjacket?
It's like
Something
when
so-
you're forced to hug yourself with clothing. And you can't
Why does
let
that sound actually very nice? Oh, never mind.
It's not.
The
It's
last part
usually-
is when he says never mind.
go. Yes, there are some compression garments that are very comfortable that usually help with healing, but these sorts are usually made so that you don't hurt yourself or others around you, and it's usually not by your own volition.
Huh.
But she will continue to look at him and kind of like her stare is kind of tracing the lines. And then she looked back at everyone else. Have any of us eaten? I'm hungry.
You brought us snacks a little
She
bit
goes,
ago.
oh, that's true. She goes to go eat some of her snacks.
I'm hungry. I desire more snackies.
I mean, to be honest, Artemis strikes me as the one of, like, she has exercised brain power. It's time to fucking feast.
Artemis is constantly eating because if she doesn't know when the next time she's going to get food.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fidget,
Yes?
can I try something?
Okay.
Come with me. I'm gonna head to the other room. And she points to Razor. I will explain that trope to you later, because again, I am disappointed in you.
It's
She'll
not
start-
my
Heads
fault.
out the room!
She'll start following Serenity and look back at Razor going, if I disappear, you know Serenity's the culprit. And
I'm not
It's
sure
from the
she can
other
beat.
room.
I'm not sure she can beat you at this moment.
She like looks in the room.
Aurelius kind of stands up and puts his hand on Razor's shoulder. It's okay, I don't understand either.
It's so
You don't understand a lot.
strange. What was she talking about?
Fidget will hurry back into the room real fast, grin at Razor, and go, maybe you should tell Aurelius all about Ember. And then leave.
Yes.
Aurelius looks over at Fidget. Now is not the time
So-
for this bullshit.
So
Little-
Ember.
Just As she leaves and follows Serenity.
Aurelius leaves to another room to like focus on swordsmanship so that he
think
doesn't have
Razor
to think
wouldn't
about.
follow?
Sure, your swordsmanship.
Wink
That
walk.
Oh my.
Okay, well,
Anyway,
just
sorry.
How dare you?
We have made the joke involving your swordsmanship at least once every 10 seconds.
Yep.
Sessions. It's time.
The first time it happened was because Fidget said he was good with the sword in like
Yep.
session 2.
Yep.
but this time it's in relation to Ember, so it's worse.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, doesn't that make it better though? Because I can hear you floundering. Anyway.
Anyways,
So
you two
anyways,
take the
Fidget
other
has-
room.
Yeah, Fidget
So-
follows.
Love you. So, I have a really stupid and curious thing that I want to try and do.
Okay.
We've established that there's something I won't say evil, considering what's in my head, but potentially malicious in that locket. Yes?
Depends on who you're asking, but okay.
It's most likely fiendish in nature. Pretty sure it is fiendish in nature.
And helped me in numerous fights to be able to still be standing here.
Oh no, I know. Again, it's like she points to her forehead. This fucker.
Rude.
Did you agree to the binding?
Wait,
Did you agree?
in a way,
with...
yes.
Yeah. After Silver Tongue attacked me, so did I.
That's what. No, I'm not gonna get rid of the locket. Hell, I just want to. Can I see it without taking it off?
She moves the scarf out of the way. I was
want to see
just
if
letting
it
you know
interacts with
that
something.
it's like I was just letting you know that whatever it wanted, I said yes.
I'm gonna be really honest. I'm not entirely shocked about this.
The reason I
She
didn't
looks
die
through-
it's the reason I didn't drown. So,
No, the
yeah.
reason I say I'm not shocked is because once again we have way too many similarities.
Yeah, this is true. Go ahead, and she'll like move the scarf.
All right, so what I'm about to do is not what you think it is. I swear. And she'll like move the straps of her dress and move it down so like the area between her tits is showing, and you see a nasty scar because she doesn't have the binder on right now.
The scar is very visible right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks essentially like a fucking burn scar. It's just weirdly shaped for a burn mark.
Like a
Okay.
brand.
She'll take the locket. This might not do anything, but I don't know. And she'll put the locket to the scar. She wants to see what happens. If anything.
You hear right before you put the locket to the scar. Now what are you? Put it to the scar. Silence for a moment.
Anything happening?
Was that a Victus I heard or a new voice?
A Victus was talking, and then you pressed it to it, and he went silent.
Oh.
But
Well,
there's
Victus was speaking to me, and then what?
there is a
Good.
faint, like, you know, like when you hear like someone talking, but it's like distant and like more of a buzz kind of sound.
Yeah.
That's what you hear. You can't make out any words, but it's like he's talking to someone at a distance.
Oh my god, so I think it's a mute button for a Victus.
Or they're talking to one another instead of us.
Perhaps. She'll move the locket away. Just to see if she can, like, catch him mid-sentence.
All right, and so you're honest about. Hey, well, bring it back. I wasn't talking.
They are talking. She puts the locket back to her.
Okay. what happens is at first Fidget's like leaning with the locket before she just kind of takes it off and like holds it so it's not her face in Serenity's boobs.
Fine.
Fun.
I fucking love Serenity doesn't have so many boundaries. She didn't even
first
think
time
about that
Fidget-
until Fidget moved, and then it's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fidget let it happen the first time.
Questions for later.
Because Kitty.
Because
Fidget just don't care.
Oh, hang on just a second.
Why should they? Hold on for just a second.
Alright, sorry, Mom was asking if I wanted french fries.
Tell her to give me some.
I can't throw them through the screen, Don.
Damn it.
Get on my level.
Try harder.
Look,
Game
look, I
ice
don't
cream
have
is
the
dark.
I don't have the gremlin level that is Kendall. She's become metaphysical. Anyway, can I try it? I know I probably can't, but I want to see if I concentrate hard enough if I can hear the conversation.
Make
I
a
probably
perception
can't.
check.
Can I do the same thing?
Yes, you are holding the locket still. You may.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope.
Yep. It's just a
They are
distant
like
muttering sound.
I mean, I did mention that he recognized this one. I wonder if they're arguing.
Fidget pulls the locket away from the brand.
Now listen, I understand that you have payment arrangements that we can be... Excuse you! Rude! Bring it back!
What is Fidget here on her end, please?
Nothing. At least for the
Okay,
moment.
I figured they were
Get-
bickering.
No, Invictus is very clearly the one who has the most to say in this. He's very talkative, very chatty, and the others just clearly been talking back enough that Invictus has, changed what he said a little bit, but
Fidget puts the locket back around her neck and in her head, just going, he has a lot to say, doesn't he?
yes, but not without some merit.
Payment arrangements, huh?
Were you making a deal with him too?
He was making a deal with me,
Oh, that sounds more like it.
or at least trying to. I didn't say yes yet. I want to see if anyone else has a better offer, but I'm not going to tell you what he was asking for.
I don't want to know. I wasn't gonna ask. Do you wish to be put back so you could finish your discussion, or are you done having your ear talked off?
Let her know that I need time to think it over.
Okay. And Fidget's doing something that Serenity has seen numerous times in herself, like looking up, and like, but it's obvious she's talking in her head.
She does the same thing Serenity does. It's fucking hilarious.
They're friends. They mimic each other in this respect.
But yeah, she'll finish that, and then she'll look at Serenity going, Evictus can know that he is considering his options.
What do you mean considering his options? I'm so good for him. I mean, I'm very good for him. I like lucrative offer. Once in a lifetime. Well,
Together.
Are you a snake
trying to
oil
get together?
salesman?
you're not there. Don't worry
We're
about
trying to get
it.
together with the person in the locket.
What, like you and Artie get together? No. I'm making preparations.
For
Later.
wait, what did he say?
Later.
Oh, later. I thought he said tear. I'm like, excuse the fuck out of you.
Listen. It's not yet buy one get one free. We gotta make sure we're both
That was-
understanding each other.
There was an option for that when I got stuck with you.
Oh no, you don't want the get one free bit. The one free will try and consume the other, and only one of us will be surviving.
to be fair, you tried to consume me at first, so...
Listen, that's the instinctive reaction when you're trying to be bound to someone, okay? That's not my fault. That's just literally what the thing does.
If you're gonna make deals, you could at least keep me in the loop.
No, I don't.
I said you could at least, not you have to, because I know you don't have to. Ah, there's the covered in silence. Alright. She gestures to Fidget. Shall we head back?
Let's go help
See if
Razor
Aurelius
T.
has turned cherry red?
Let's go help Razor. Because I'm a little frustrated with Aurelius at the moment, and I think he deserves this.
Oh wait, hold on. Hang on, I gotta do something. She pulls, obviously she pulls back up her dress, pulls out...
Put your clothes back on.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't what I was gonna do, but it's something else that needs to be done, because I don't think Razor needs to see the girl. She pulls out a compact from her bag, and you see her put on lipstick. Box.
No need to see me at less than my best. Mwah!
No, this is not. No, she said I'm going to leave marks. She's leaving lipstick marks on Aurelius if she can get away with it.
Oh.
And Fidget's just laughing as she goes to find Razor and Aurelius.
He goes off with her to torment them.
There's one more snarky little bit from Evictus. As you're walking away, he's like, well, you see, the problem is that you're not patient. Don't worry. I have patience enough for the both of us.
What are you planning? He sighs.
Back with the other two, Razor watches Aurelius go away and kind of glances to Artemis, glances back to Artemis.
What?
You want to tease him?
About?
By Ember?
Why?
He has a very obvious crush on her, and it's very amusing to watch even a sheep like him get super flustered.
Well, does she like him?
Don't know yet. She at least seems to find him amusing. And honestly, considering what she's been through, that means a lot more than she would be willing to say.
Okay. Well, there's only so much teasing Aurelius can take. So, I don't always keep track of where the top is and where the tip is. And I don't want to tip him.
Fair. He kind of just squats down nearby, leans against the wall.
And she'll keep rifling through her books. Probably get overheated at some point and like shake off the cloak she's wearing and just continue going through things. So where are you from?
Denziel.
And she pauses and just stares at him for a second.
That's where I was born. I left right after I was born and made my way over towards Cormundum. Spent some time in Halo, Corvin. There was a short stint we had in Grasmar, but Grasmar is kind of gives a wishy-washy motion.
She'll nod. It's good you didn't stay then.
Yeah, well, considering how it's changed over the last 30 years, give or take, I'm not surprised.
50.
30. Look, I understand that people of your inclination can be as old as you want. I'm 32.
Then I'm telling you things have been changing for a while.
Yeah, well.
I'm not trying to correct you. Just telling you it's longer.
Fair to know.
I was born in Denziel too. But I'm assuming you knew that since you came over here and sat by me. And started up some small talk.
I had an idea. That, and you seem to be one of the people who pays a lot of attention to stuff. kind of like you have vibes like me, someone who is looking at every corner.
What are you running from then?
Mistakes. You?
Same.
Fair.
They keep chasing me.
I know that feeling. With your very perceptive watching out nature, feel it wouldn't be too much to ask. Do you know who was talking? There was someone else in the room. Like a whisper.
What were they saying?
They were making comments. Like they were hidden like in the ceiling or the walls or somewhere, like they couldn't be seen. I don't remember the exact words they said because we ran out shortly after, and we had, discussed about Fidget being promoted and Tank getting a promotion too. Oh man, he's my equal now. Oh man, he's gonna give me a headache.
Artemis will tilt her head from side to side, like remembering when were you telling someone to shush
I was, yeah.
earlier?
I thought it was one of you all talking at first, and then I started to realize that no one else was seeming to recognize that someone else was there.
Not that they don't recognize them, they just can't hear them.
If they're not perceptive enough, I suppose that's fair.
Artemis is gonna look very closely at this person. And slowly pull out one of her clocks. Kinda like shook her thumb over the face a bit.
What's that?
I'm the only one that can hear him.
Oh? He hesitantly holds out a hand as though like, may I?
She kind of looks down at the clock and kind of pushes it with her mind, like, are you okay with this?
There's no words said, more of just a feeling of trust.
She gives him a very stern look of warning. If you break my trust about this, I will break your hands.
Wouldn't be the first time I've been threatened that.
And she will pull out the chain that is hanging around her neck and slowly set the clock down in his hands.
He takes it. Your passive perception will note something does change. Make an active perception check if you would like to see it. It's a small detail.
21.
21. You see him begin to do a ritual casting. A spell that you can kind of very quickly, very easily recognize as detect magic. And as he's doing so, you can see slowly his eyes begin to shift, iris and pupil, into gears. So you just kind of tick in opposite directions. And he remains silent, as does Darren. He seems to just be kind of like waiting for him to say something, anything. 10 minutes goes by, and you can kind of note that there's almost like a faint, like, momentary rapid ticking sound that kind of rings through the air. Very faint, very quiet, but it's gentle and methodic. As he looks it over for a moment, very gently opens it to see the timepieces moving within. Kind of looks over at you with this kind of confused look before, hello? What do you want? And he just kind of slowly looks at the clock and looks back up at you. You hear that?
Uh-huh.
And he looks back at the
Artemis
clock.
looks very wary and protective, like she's about to snatch it back from him any second.
Yeah. Who is this? You can call me Darren. What about you? You. He looks back to you again with this look that's just like, your clock is talking. Your clock is talking. You can call me Razor. I heard that. Heard what? Yes, look, I'm in the clock. She knows more, I know less. What do you want from me? Huh. Is he always like this?
He didn't wake up till recently.
But was he like this?
Yes.
And he's a construct?
He's a person.
Yes, inside the clock. Keep up. You can almost feel Darren like putting hands on the hips, like wagging a finger at Razor. It's very sassily, very much like, excuse you, I am superior. And Razor just is processing, just staring at the clock, just like, I'm talking to a clock, and it's talking back.
Artemis will kind of lean in. Be nice.
I don't have to be nice. What's he
Please?
gonna do? Look at me? Oh no,
Please?
he's looking. Don't give me the. No, not the eyes. No. Fine.
You are always so easy. Just
Ugh. Back when I could pick you up. Get over it.
and her amused smile will turn quickly bittersweet.
Raze will slowly close it, hold it back towards you.
And she'll take it and wrap the chain back around her neck and tuck it back under her clothes.
There's a person in there.
And you're not going to tell anyone.
Not a soul. Who would believe me?
I don't know, but I think they already think you're crazy.
Being fair, part of this group, everyone's a little bit crazy. You've met Crazy, right?
Yeah, he's my brother.
He's a good man.
I know.
Strange man.
Aren't they all?
The best are. And then you just see Serenity and Fidget walking into the other room to go torment Aurelius. And he kind of watches for a second, looks back to you.
If Razor's not in there, Fidget will leave him alone.
Okay.
You can bother him if you want. I just have a hard time learning where the boundaries are.
You just hear Serenity go, cowards, both of you. You'll find. She points to Artemis, and she walks into the room with Aurelius.
It's different when you're sleeping with him.
Fair enough. Closes the door.
One of the other people outside the room kind of like looks around, just like, so they're fucking? Wow.
So,
Artemis will just kind of shrug like, probably.
What a way to
God,
blow
fuck.
up steam.
I was just telling fucking Fidget how hard it is for me to stay in character today.
Yeah,
And
I
you
just
had
had a
to do
message of
that.
you having a hard time, and then you say that.
Fucking dead. Oh my god.
That's the impression that was given off by Serenity, and I'm like, one of these people who just heard you just kind of, not shout it for everyone, but like one that just ran past by is just like, they're fucking? Wow. Puts a do not disturb sign on the door handle, just give him a moment. Walks away.
I fucking need a moment. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get my iced coffee. Give me a sec.
No worries.
It is dying.
Then Artemis will look back over at Razor. So, your clocks? Your gears?
Like I said, we've traveled a few different places, and place in Cormundum. Actually, hold on, fidget. Hey, motions fidget over.
Huh?
Come here.
I'm right
Sit.
here.
Come here. Sit. Come here.
You do realize I'm a fucking whisper now. I don't have to do what you say. And as she's
You're gonna
she's
wanna
mumbling
hear
this
it.
as she takes the seat.
You're gonna want to hear it anyway.
I know, but she's doing that whole like you do realize I outrank you now as she's sitting down.
You're probably not gonna hit up Forge Steading anytime soon. But you ever fallen in a hole? That's not a joke. It's an actual question.
Here, Artie.
Both of you. Getting a frame of reference here.
You've
In a
seen
hole?
her
In a hole.
in a hole.
Like a literal hole?
We'll go literal first.
Yes.
Razor, you saw how the kids used to treat me. Of course I have.
You also pushed them into the hole. I helped.
Do ditches count?
Ditches count. They are a type of hole. Now imagine.
Cool, I almost died in one of those.
Don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's how I got this. She points at her arm.
Don't do that.
Blame the paladins.
Well, that sounds like sheep. But imagine falling in a hole like that, but instead of hitting ground, you just kind of spin, flail about, and wake up somewhere else.
Okay.
That I don't think either of you have experienced.
Last I checked, but you know, that has fucking with my memory. Who knows?
I spent 3 years somewhere else. In another place. It was like here, but everything moved differently. They were soul forged, but who were more made of iron and bronze, brass and tin. And there were angels who stood beside devils, keeping order. It was a constructed sort of place. And while I was there, it gave me the first bits of spark of magic. First bits of, well, he looks at you, and as he does so, he seems to focus this time and cause his eyes to become gears, ticking slowly.
So that's where it came from.
Yeah,
Never thought to ask.
never thought to tell, but figured it was a story you ought to hear. It means two of you know. You're not gonna go telling everybody which way and that whatnot. It's not a question, it's a simple fact.
Well, seeing as, once I first figured out about the magic and what type of magic, you asked me to keep you safe. I still plan on doing so.
Yeah. That's why I like Aurelius. I worry that he'll think of me as sick. He respects me and I respect him, but I feel like that'll just disappear if he knows.
If he knows what.
That I'm sorceress. I'm afflicted by the magic of good timing, I guess. Clocks, machinery.
If he thinks that, then he isn't the Aurelius that we know.
How would
If
you
he
just...
thinks-
Oh, go ahead.
It's like if he thinks that I'm throwing him out the window with the undead.
He'd probably like that.
He can lose the other arm and leg.
Preferably not. We need those.
What was your question?
How would you both describe him? One at a time, obviously, but...
Accepting. Surprising. Damaged. Very strange. He's making a lot of effort to heal, but healing is not a straight line. But it's hard with all the reminders of everything that's hurt him. So, he's not a normal paladin. He's not even halfway close to a normal paladin. I wouldn't be traveling with him if he was.
Fidget is quiet for a moment and in thought before looking at Razor going. He reminds me of Seth.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
In a
So,
good way,
that's
I hope?
frustrating, annoying, want to strangle around the neck sometimes, little brother, but yeah, in a good way.
So you care about him deeply, in spite of that.
I've been training him. He wanted to learn to fight like me.
Well, if he needs a mentor number 2, I mean, I'll kick his ass, but...
You mean you'd actually pull out your rapier? And she's teasing at that point.
Holds up his hands like, hey now, hold on.
It takes a minute. Artemis is confused, and then she realizes, oh, you have a sword. This isn't a euphemism.
Yes,
He's like, got it.
when he sees the confusion, he like holds up the rapier at his side and gives a little jangle, just like, yeah, it's here. It's not all show and tell. Just...
And his nickname is Raisin not because of any sharp angles in his appearance.
Hey, I filled out.
You still got a round baby face. You and Midnight should have had the nickname, not me.
Y'all are all round. It's fine.
But
especially since I fixed your nose.
This is true.
The nose does look better.
Tank tried.
Yeah.
Sometimes magic helps.
Sometimes.
Artemis will just give him a commiserating look because she hides a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when you have a fighter and a barbarian, you do what you can when you're done with the fight.
Do what you can. Make the most of it. Yada yada, so on and so forth.
Should we check with your pops?
I'll check with him. Your duty, your business is with your group. I'll actually send a tank up to you. Pop should be done with him shortly, at least.
I think Tank is still gonna be deathly pale because he got moved from Hammer to Shadow without me even discussing it to him.
He'll live.
But yeah, go see if your pop's okay.
I'm sure he's fine. It's Tank I'm worried about. And you. Reaches over, gives you a little gentle shake of the shoulder. I'll be back. Goes over
Why are you
and
worried
just
about me?
he vaults over the thing. He's just like, "'Cause I'm your friend," and just.
Oh, it leaves like Maxim.
Kind of.
Artemis will look over at
Fidget.
Fidget. Your friends are weird.
To be fair, I've known Razor since I was 10, 11 years old.
I know. Your tastes haven't changed.
No,
Still smile.
because you're one of them and you're one of the weirder ones. And I love you
I
all
know.
the same.
I know, you're friends with me. That makes you even weirder.
I know. Odd, right?
I know.
So, I have a feeling that once this is all over, you're gonna be stealing Tank away for a while, huh?
Well, not away the whole time. You'll have your time. We can share.
Did
It's-
Serenity tell you what happened between me and Tank?
No. What?
5 year plus long confession of love for one another?
Oh, then you two need time together.
He wanted time to think. And then I
Okay.
made him become a shadow, and I think the poor guy might pass out.
Ah. Ooh.
Yeah. Found out that the person that you loved you back, and then get promoted about half an hour later to a very big position. That'll do it to you. But I saw how you two were talking down there in the basement stuff.
He's a nerd.
Yeah, and that's something I've never been able to fully be back with him.
Yeah,
He,
that's okay. I get it.
he plays up being the dumb barbarian.
He's like Aurelius.
This is very true.
We should throw them at each other.
Tank's afraid that Aurelius is trying to turn him into a soldier.
Aurelius is trying very hard to be a person.
During the fight, he's been trying to command.
Old habits.
And I understand, which is why I kind of left the room for a moment before anything else, because I realized that my old self was starting to come back, and I don't want to bring that out on you guys. I was a bully.
I can handle bullies. As long as you come back.
Here's hoping I stay this and don't fall back in onto that, so...
Well, if you become a blend of who you were and who you are, you're still my friend.
And I'll still be yours. Whatever version of Adi you end up being in the end.
I'm not sure what kind of Artie you'll find.
The power of friendship. One more thing, Adi. I'm leaving Aurelius to tell this last. You know my locket?
Yes. The one with the demon inside of it.
When Silva attacked me,
Mm-hmm.
I made a deal with who was in my locket.
What kind of deal?
Paula.
What kind of deal?
He had asked me 3 questions. If I was weak, if I was just a puppet, and then if I wanted to
Because I was asked a question too.
Oh no. Yeah, you guys were saying that? No, mine was just if I was going to take the beating he was giving me. And when I said no, the blood from the injuries that Silva gave me, it didn't pool on the floor. It coated my blade.
Artemis will kind of hold her at her hand. May I?
I don't know if it's still there or not, but she'll pull
I'm
her...
talking about your locket.
Oh, she'll move her scarf out of the way.
And she won't unwrap it from around Fidget's neck. She'll just take the locket in her hand and hold it in her palm.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello, Seeker.
Excuse me?
You're the one who is looking, are you not?
I am. What deal did my friend accept?
They wished for power. I want them to do something very simple.
And what is that?
Do what they do best.
What did they give in return?
The promise to watch good fights.
And what was the collateral?
Pain. They've paid that. They've taken more than one hell of a beating. I'm sure you've seen it. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree. But when does it end?
The fighting?
Your deal.
When the fighting ends. And, well, that's for her to decide. Why? Do you think you have a better offer?
No. I just want to know if she is cognizant of the deal that she's made with you.
Not in as
Deals
many
made in the
words.
throes of pain are very difficult to be cognizant of.
True. That's why I kept it simple. No need to make it a complex, redundantly obtuse, highbrow, wittily worded bonanza of this and that. Simple, straightforward. We both are understanding what we want and what we will give. Elegant, don't you think?
Much simpler than any of the deals that I've ever heard of.
That's because you've heard of them.
I have been made into them.
Have you, really? I don't think you have.
What do you know of me?
Your name is Artemis. You are a half-elf from Danziel. You are a studier of the arcane arts. Very clever, or at least you profess to be. Sometimes you... What's that creature with the big tail, the big fluffy tail? You gather food like such creatures. Meaning you never know when your next meal will be. Admirable trait, really, making sure that you're well fed. You've been lost and found, and lost and found. You like to sequester yourself away when you don't know what to say, or don't know what to do about something, to either tinker with something, read something, or just overall just have some moments to breathe. And overall, I'd say you're every bit as clever as you profess to be. But you might think yourself knowing more than you actually do. What would you say to that? Am I too far off the mark?
No, that sounds correct.
I do listen.
I can tell.
As for being made into a deal, I would disagree. You don't have the mark of someone who is brushed against you, touched you, who is gifting you.
I forget these deals are supposed to be somewhat reciprocal. My apologies.
The truth of the matter is, I like what the collective calls them. Sheep. What the sheep fail to realize is that each deal made has to be a two-way street. There's push and pull, certainly. I could pull away all my power if she wasn't wanting to fight for me. But she doesn't have to fight for me, in which case I would be scorned in that way and we would be right back where we started. But if I want her to live and to thrive, giving her a little power, really, in the grand scheme of things, is that going to hurt me to help her?
Is she going to become dependent on you?
Are you dependent on the spells you cast?
Yes.
Then yes, she will be. Only as much as she uses.
Thank you. That was enlightening.
Of course. And if you ever have your own curiosities to be sated, I can see about... Well, I'd seek assistance for you, but as I am... I would need more than what has been offered and given. Also, just so you know, Fidget, you are hearing all of this. You are part of this conversation.
I had a feeling as such. That's
I wanted
why
to make sure it was clear.
kind of.
Yes.
And her expression doesn't change with anything that's been brought up.
Yeah, Artemis's face is schooled into a level of maturity you've not seen on her expression before.
But yeah, when he's talking about the deal and the back and forth, there's nothing new in that information for Fidget.
Artemis will hand the locket back, and just like delicately put it back into Fidget's hands. Thank you.
Of course.
And Denziel people are giving us parts of deals and bargains, and that is actually reassuring to hear.
Put thought into it before I actually asked.
I understand. It's just easy to take advantage of people when they're in pain.
To be fair, I asked before I was in pain. I asked before we got to Waybreak.
Well, as long as you've been putting thought into it, I have faith in your decisions.
Of course.
Now, as your little demon locket said, I'm going to go sequester myself away and read.
You go ahead and, you know what? I think with everything going on, you got time. If you need to go find and spend time with Crazy, that's understandable too.
I think he's busy. I think a lot of people are busy. There's the undead walking around, and I don't know what to do about that. I need to figure out what to do about that. And she just walks off and finds her books again and sequesters herself into a corner.
Fidget, where she's sitting, she just kind of lays backwards onto the floor, staring up at the ceiling.
Why is Artemis a mood? There's a problem. I have to solve the problem, even though I don't actually know how to solve the problem.
Problem?
Artemis is a fixer. She doesn't know how to fix everything, but she's gonna try.
I don't know how to fix this problem.
Respect her tenacity.
Yes. Meanwhile, over
Artemis is also autistic as hell. That's why you think she's a mood.
you know, call out.
We don't need to be called out like that, thank you.
That's funny.
I'm gonna leave.
No, it's your turn.
You already
Your
left
turn.
already.
Okay. Yeah, I already made the joke. I can't do it again.
Yep. So,
Only once per session.
yes.
Yeah.
So Aurelius and Serenity. Serenity enters the room as you're trying to keep yourself collected. You're feeling you're doing pretty good, and then Serenity comes in, closes the door, and you're just like,
Shit. I want to stay the key. Yeah, he's kind of just like, as he's going through the motions, he's kind of reciting to himself basically quotes that got him through some of the darkest times that he's been through. Before the abyss, after the abyss, during the abyss, just whatever to keep him present in the moment instead of worrying about the fucking undead presence that keeps marching past.
Every 30 minutes, he's like, you better start throwing shit out the window.
He's like, it's every fucking 5 minutes, I swear. Oh, that time it was 6 minutes. She writes it down. No.
Good lord. She's watching him for a bit before she moves around him. Does he look like he's noticed her?
He looks like he's in his own reality. Just
She moves
focusing exclusively on the sword.
She moves up behind him and puts her arms. Hello.
He kind of stops halfway through a motion. What do you need?
Well, I did come in here to tease you, but now I'm in here to check on you. Also
You're an
known as
asshole.
Penny.
She
Yes.
just keeps going.
She kisses his cheek. Yes, I am. And she'll move in front of him. Like, not directly in front where he's swinging, but
I
in
like the
front to look at
thought. I like the thought that if she did, he would stop before hitting her and just bring the sword to his side.
Okay, to be fair, I kind of like that visual now, so we're doing it.
Yeah.
At least I'm
Why-
glad that you won't take it to my head.
A sword is meant to cut, but it's up to the wielder whether or not it does.
She shrugs. I don't know.
Sorry,
I've been cut by plenty of things.
I've witnessed.
Oh, no, I mean before I met you, but off point. Are you okay?
This is all too damn familiar.
I'm going to guess 2. And she kind of like points to the fake arm, because that's the best way that she can like ask.
Yes. It reminds me of my, how best put, my not fun, dark,
Excursion?
spooky times. You know what? Excursion works
eyebrow.
better.
It's no worse. At least you haven't lost your sense of humor. Would you like a distraction?
Aurelius kind of gestures to his sword. I've been trying.
Yes, and that's not working. That's why I'm asking.
I'm willing to try.
Excellent. Now, which kind of distraction would you prefer? Because apparently they think that we're going to... She points to the door. They put a do not disturb sign on the doorknob. I heard it rattle.
Aurelius's eyes widen. You know, the more and more time I spend with these people, the more I realize they're not too dissimilar to the Paladin orders.
They're also not too dissimilar to our own little motley group.
To a certain extent, yeah. It's just
I think that...
a lot of them are a
warrants
bit
of a
more
chance.
stable than us. A little bit.
She makes an air motion!
Stable. The collective stable. Okay.
More in some ways, less in others.
Like he said, he like holds up his robot arm and just does like the index and finger, index finger and thumb, just kind of like a little bit.
I mean, I think that warrants a little bit more trustworthy. Too?
I
Despite the...
am trying. I am trying my best to trust them.
She puts her hand on his shoulder. Then, beloved, I would suggest that you, as awful a word as I'm about to say, try and relax a bit in how you speak to them.
I don't know how to speak to them.
Speak to them
I
as you
don't-
would to me. No problems with doing that when it's just us two, obviously.
It's different.
Oh.
Vastly
Other
different.
than the fact that we're together. How?
Well, you hit one of them on the head. The other part is I simply have spent more time with you. My guard is a lot more flexible around people I've spent more time with. We've been traveling for how long now? And we've been with this group of people for maybe a couple of days.
May I offer a suggestion? You obviously need to keep your guard up. Why not let me take over some of your guard so that you can relax it? I'm always going to watch my back. A little bit of extra work wouldn't be too far.
He sighs and he starts pacing a little bit. I don't know what you mean.
Well, your primary concern is while you want to believe that they won't do something, you're still concerned that they will. Yes?
It's not even that anymore. I don't know how to treat them outside of how I used to treat my brothers in arms and sisters in arms.
But they aren't soldiers.
I know that, damn. I know that. But that's the only way I know how to be a person.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Certainly don't act like a soldier with us. Unless the soldier mentality is to lackadaisically shoot crossbows at your companions.
You'd be surprised.
Then perhaps taking our advice might help. If you're doing something more soldier-like, I could try and lead you away from it. You just have to be willing to listen. Can you put that trust in me?
You realize how difficult it is to break programming, right?
She kind of arches her eyebrow. Aurelius. People that you could ask that question. Me? Really?
I need to know.
Hmm?
I need to hear you say that you know.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm offering help.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You can't help what you've been through. All that you can help is how you handle it going forward. You'll be fine. Stubborn enough. Just need to let us get into that thick head of yours.
At least I'm not wearing a helmet anymore. Should be
I
easier.
don't think you'll need one. Your head's hot
What do you-
enough.
He takes he tilts his head a bit and it's like, I'm pretty sure an arrow can still fly through my head.
She shrugs. Let's not try and test that.
When we're done here, I'm looking into how to make armor. He says quietly.
I've been trying to figure out how to sew.
Ooh. There's this thought.
Hmm.
So you know how plate armor is loud and makes all the clinky clank? What if you were to take the core components of that, like the shoulder plate and the arm plate, and encase it in leather of some kind, or fur or something?
She kind of thinks it over before she kind of makes the okay kind of look. Certainly something to consider. Maybe we could talk to Audie about this.
That's why I want to learn that, and I need to learn Elvish. The amount of times I've been out of the loop in these conversations goes on a little rant.
Don't talk to me about that. I understand completely.
and that they just kind of say things and you're just left there in the dark, not even really sure what to say or do, and you just kind of sit there and nod and say yes.
We need to start doing that to them in Abyssal.
We should. We really should. If just
First
to
thing
annoy
once
them.
this is done.
Oh
First
yeah,
thing once this is
absolutely.
done, we're getting a book and learning how to speak Elvish.
Yeah, we should go to a bookshop. Find that. I will definitely find a few other things while I'm there.
For the moment, shall we head back? Lest they think that we really are doing something untoward in this room. Or, she will draw a sword. Would you like to put the practice into use?
Aurelius releases his greatsword with one hand, and he's only holding it in his right arm. He's like, "Oh, there's only one way I'm going to get better at this."
Then let's do it.
Okay.
This is made significantly worse. The fact that it's like, we need to go before they think we're doing untoward. Start to spar, which coming from outside of the room sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Should we just do like a contested roll to see how it goes overall?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds like Mo clinky kinky.
Clinky, kinky.
Clinky.
Clinky kinky.
Clinky kinky.
Is this what we're gonna call armor sex now?
Yes.
The armor stays
Should-
on for protection. Make strength checks. Aurelius, since you're still using it with one hand.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh.
So
Flavor this.
So as you're you're doing this stuff, everyone outside's doing the normal discussing things and having their time to kind of relax. Artemis has gone off to a room to start to read. Fidget's just kind of sitting there, just kind of decompressing, letting themselves just feel better and whatnot. And everyone else is just kind of chattering. And then there's this thwack as Aurelius' sword goes as it is shoved a significant way through the door, as you caught it in one of those like rapier loops where you spun it around and disarmed him, and it went into and through the door.
Worst part is probably because in sparring, it's either sword to the throat or you manage to pin your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
She probably pinned him, so all they hear from outside when that sword comes through is, "Ha! I'm on top now."
I can see.
All right.
Where Fidget's laying on the ground in the other room next to it. Her face is covered and she's just laughing.
Aurelius quickly covers Serenity's mouth as fast as he can. Silence. Wench.
Please let the door open as he does that, because it's been damaged.
Oh no!
Because it's not locked.
No! Oh no! A sword was just flung through the door. Nobody's touching that. They're like,
No,
they
I
need a
don't
private moment.
I don't mean anyone opens it. I mean like the fucking anime squeaks open.
For the weight, no. It was closed, thankfully.
It
Call me
opens.
Wedge while muffled.
It opens into the room that they're in, so it just like would reverberate a lot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
it's closed.
You'll both hear Fidget in the room next to yours dying of laughter.
I'm going to kill her.
You could make this significantly worse, and you can't. Assume that she's muffled, because I'm not trying to do that.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't speak Elvish, he says as he gets up.
She stays on him, crosses her arms. You called me wench. She's pouting.
I thought you'd be flattered.
By what?
He has an evil smirk on his face.
All the things that I could say and do right now, they are all evil, and I don't know how far I'm willing to push it. You know what? Fuck it.
Aurelius looks over towards the stairs.
Nope.
You cannot see the stairs at the moment. You're in a room that does not have stairs.
Okay, so it's a
So-
room without stairs.
Yes,
Okay.
You're looking towards the door.
God,
Mm.
for theatrical purposes, how far can I make this shadow reach?
5 feet.
How far away is the door?
Further than 5 feet.
Damn it! No, she's just gonna fit him then. Apologize.
My deepest apologies, Your Grace. It seems that I have gifted you with a great disservice to your name.
She just closed her eyes. Well then, my lord, it seems that you're going to have to stay on the floor.
Shit.
Unfortunately. Wait, do I have to speak when talking to the spies murmur?
I think you can telepathically do so.
Excellent! I'm gonna go to Fidget. Open the door when I say to.
You just hear, on it.
So, she's going to put you really down. You're gonna hate me. Let's try this! Ooh!
He gets free.
He's on
Does he
top
fit
now.
her?
Fidget, what did you say?
She said open the door.
Fidget will just like open the door and peek her head in with like this big old grin on her face going, hi.
Sturdy smirks at him.
Do you leave
Aurelius, without batting
My,
an eye,
how scandalous.
without batting an eye, looks over to them. Anyone want to join?
It's just Fidget, by the way.
There's a few other people behind who can't see anything, but are like, are they actually fucking?
Fidget will move out of the way so they can see Aurelius on top of Serenity.
Boing, boing,
Enjoy your audience, you two.
Oh
He
my.
turned this around so quickly.
So that's happening over there.
And Fidget's walking
You know
away
you
from
have
the
a
room.
lipstick mark on your face, Aurelius.
I
All
think
the
that's the
better
least of
to
his
see
worries
with.
right now.
Yeah.
Aurelius is in the moment. He is using this to his advantage. He does not care anymore.
Fair, fair.
He kisses Serenity.
Perfect.
Smash
Oh,
cut.
immediately
Smash
Fidget
cut,
here.
yeah.
Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door.
It's too late. She walked away.
Nope. I walked away. You're on your own. Bye.
Smash cut over.
You said the door is slightly open?
It's
Nope.
open-
Don't
She
let him
opened
talk.
it and peeked in.
It's open enough that the other people can peek in. Smash cut
Serenity
away.
throws her sword to close it.
He's
Now you can smash cut.
No, you can't throw the sword. You're on bottom.
Bitch!
Smash
Anyways,
cut.
Smash cut.
Artemis, after a bit of reading, a bit of time to just kind of try to make some more sense of, I would imagine you're looking between normal books that you're reading that are just to help you decompress and the ritual book.
Mm-hmm.
After a little bit, you just kind of like close the books, just taking a deep breath as you're just kind of processing them.
Yeah, she has to stop occasionally just to rest her eyes, because even though she understands the language, it is not a language she is extremely familiar with, and it does hurt to read sometimes.
Even when looking at your translated version, it carries that trace of...
Demon reading hurts.
Yes. It's a good way to phrase it.
So she'll sometimes just stop, lean her head against the wall, and start massaging her temples with her eyes closed, just listening out for anyone coming in. Because she didn't, like, lock the door.
Of course.
It isn't even completely closed because she likes the air circulation and hearing people walk about because the background noise is nice.
Of course. After a little bit, you hear a knock. However, as you lean your head away from the wall that you were leaning against and look towards the door, it wasn't a door sound. You hear it again, and it's the sound of someone tapping on glass. And you look over and you see that there's a window. It's got like bits that are supporting it, keeping it structurally stronger. But there's a raven sitting on it, looking around for a second, kind of looking as though peeking in, then going tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Does it have anything on it?
It has a ribbon, like a reddish pink ribbon.
Does that mean anything to me?
Not specifically to you.
Okay. Artemis is gonna slowly approach it and kind of like press her finger into the spy's murmur. There's a raven in the tapping on the window with a ribbon.
Tap, 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 tap.
Does that mean anything?
That was to everyone?
Yes.
Yep, that was on the spy's murmur.
Okay. I don't know, you probably... Midnight,
Huh?
that mean anything to you?
Oh, taps the spy's murmur. Yeah, what color's the ribbon?
What color was it again?
Red.
It's red.
Okay, it's not white, so it's not a peace ribbon. Red, 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 red. Red is occasionally an offer of violence. Raven. Oh, it's a raven with a red ribbon. Oh, ask it what it wants.
Okay, she'll approach the window.
Uh-huh.
It's boarded up, right?
Yeah. Like you would just need to open it, but it's got like a bar, like a thick wooden bar over it to prevent it from just being like casually flicked open by like someone trying to lockpick it.
Okay, can she just like crack it open?
Yeah.
She'll do that, and she'll kind of lean toward the crack and look up at the raven. What do you want?
Hello, madam. I am here wishing to speak with your leader. I am not the raven. I am one of the folk who are hunting for the one known as Fidget. There seems to be a problem. I'm sure you've seen it. It's marching outside your door.
You are correct. Let me, hold, please. Close the window.
Oh,
I love
please,
this.
I'm fucking dead.
She pressed into the spy's number again. There is someone who's hunting you for the whole
Oh,
thing, and he's looking to talk to our leader because he sees the problem outside.
I'll go get Von Sterling.
So you...
This is a whole to the chat. Jesus Christ.
Please hold.
Does the raven want to... Does the bird want to meet him anywhere?
He's at a window. In this room. where I am.
Call, motherfucker, call.
I did not let him in.
Yeah, good. I'll. Thank you. I'll go find Von Sterling.
She'll open the
And-
window again and kind of tilt her head again. He'll be out over here in just a minute.
My greatest appreciation. I understand that it must be quite difficult to trust me, or any of us, after all that. However, we're taking a bit to consider our options, and seeing so many sheep with so many kind of turns, looks back towards the road as people march by, looks back towards you. Well, that is well, it's a lot to take in, and we wish to discuss it with your leader to ensure that we're all at least on the same page.
Yes, Van Sterling is on his way.
Oh, Von Sterling! Wonderful! A great person to speak with in regards to this. We'll be here. I understand you don't wish to open the door early. Different this, that, and the other things. Do not worry, we will wait.
You will wait right here.
Yes. Right here.
And she just, yeah.
But yeah.
So
Fid-
she just
Fidget
kind of
goes and
just
finds him.
ask idle questions as Fidget comes back.
Okay.
Goes and finds Van Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You head towards Von Sterling, and as you're doing so, you hear the of someone running up. And as you kind of glance over your shoulder, you will note that Tank is now moving to walk just gently beside you, looking around, like very much keeping an eye out, acting like your shadow.
The new title fits you well, big guy.
Is a responsibility. Was informed. Switches over to Elvish. I heard over the whisper. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It hasn't been called off yet, so.
Iceberg's taking his time, dragging his feet.
Got a lot of money riding on this.
You would think that he wouldn't.
I'm the beast, big guy.
I'm trying, I swear.
She'll stop walking and turn to face him. Something's got you very riled up, big guy.
I'm just. Just nervous. I've got new responsibilities. I've got what we talked about to think about. I've got a lot in my head. Nothing bad, just.
I
want to do
probably
things
should
right.
have asked you first.
I was willing.
Before.
That wasn't a question. I was willing. Just a lot to process.
Go find the big guy, the big boss man. I keep saying
Von
big
Sterling,
guy.
come on. I'm
I
big
can
guy.
only-
Shorty.
You'll always be my big. Hey,
Gently, nudges you, come on.
he'll start walking again.
You feeling alright? You looked, scattered.
Feel lost.
Even now, among friends.
Very lonely feeling going through this.
I know, it's not like you can find Snake Eyes and have him shatter to you until your eyes roll into the back of your head.
Sometimes I wonder if it was a good idea to do what I did, and not like I could ever take it back.
I say you should have hit Teddy again. One more time. For old time's sake.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, he was actually brought in when I was let out. We might see him again. Do you think we'll be allowed to hit him?
Was how he treated us. Probably.
Ooh, don't make promises like that.
What? He treated us like shit.
Oh, yeah, he did.
You think Von Sterling wouldn't let us get one in free?
He might consider what you did to him your many in free. Me, on the other hand.
Maybe if I do some talking, you can use your mace?
Oh, don't tempt me like that. I'd be happy just punching him. Although a chair also works.
Or a table.
A table, yeah. A table might be if I'm feeling exceptionally mean.
Well, if he becomes one of us.
Then we can't hit him. I mean, we can if he's like really a shit. But like,
he might need a round table discussion.
ooh, put that in the back of your head. As you approach the door, you knock on it appropriately. You're given a very concise enter.
Fidget will enter.
And you see that Von Sterling is there, and just off to the side of him is Tedric. Tedric is not shackled. Tedric is also bleeding.
He's already had a round table.
I wouldn't say that. He was given a reminder. Looks over to Tedric, who shies away. Like, you've never seen this boy look so withdrawn.
I'll put a pin on that.
He stands up, looks over to Tedric. Don't move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just kind of looking at his hands in his, like, locked together, buried in his lap, just like, Kind of looks up as though, and he opens his mouth, and you just see Von Sterling just look over and just say, "If you raise your voice to them, I will repeat what I have done." Teddy's mouth closes, and he looks at the floor.
Fidget watches Tedric for a moment before turning her attention to Von Sterling.
Steps up to you. What seems to be the issue?
Raven with the red ribbon requesting your presence upstairs.
Declaration of war. Interesting.
According to what Artie's saying, it's about what's going on outside.
I can imagine. Proceed. Motions for you to lead on.
He'll lead the way.
Yeah. It's not a long walk. You make your way back up towards the room.
When you get there, you see Artemis animatedly chatting with the Raven about random shit.
And yes, that is in fact why we have the saying to bring a bouquet of flowers. Bringing a bouquet of flowers is very important to ensure that you give proper respect to the dead. After all, if they've done something in the line of duty... Oh, hello!
Oh, sorry. Artemis has a notebook out and she was scribbling stuff down as he was talking. She steps aside.
Fidget moves out of the way for Von Sterling.
May I enter? Von Sterling follows in and looks over, gives a nod to Fidget to move the block and open the window.
She'll move over and do as requested.
Raven flies in and lands on like a little table, just kind of taps its feet for a moment, just kind of looking, and looks around, just like, I was certainly not expecting to be speaking with you, Von Sterling, but it is quite the honor, all the same. Von Sterling just kind of moves over very, very slowly, gently takes a chair, slides it over, and just gently sits down. Doesn't look at the raven, just kind of hands on the top of the cane, leans forward very slightly, and then slowly looks at the raven, who is now just kind of doing little tip taps of like nervousness. We had noted your predicament and realized that such a thing would not have happened if you had broken the rules and gone to the clergy asking for assistance. This is hardly a procession meant to deter us. After all, it is us. If we had wanted to, we'd have snuck around them regardless, be in your back room and, well, be dancing on your kegs. A happy little thought. Ambitious as well. We could have, considering the fact they are using brain-dead bones and whatnot out there. But perhaps beside the point. We are trying to get a hold of Iceberg to ensure what the situation on this would be considered, especially considering the fact that there's been some talk of out of character. Did you let the people who were alive go away, out the window and away in any way, or did
I believe we did.
You did. Yes, good.
Also, for out of character, I'm gonna say this is what's going on while he's talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Okay, good.
There is a function on the spy's murmur that if she taps it, broadcasts the conversation to whoever's listening.
Gotcha. We're trying to get a hold of Iceberg because some of those who returned stated that while they were attempting to perform civic duty as members of the collective in such a trial, that there were some others who came in not looking for, gives a nod to Fidget there, but rather were looking for another one, the one with the arm, I believe they said. And I mean no offense, you have great arms, Fidget, but I don't think that they were speaking of your arm.
They were not.
This has not happened to us before, has it? Von Sterling just slowly leans back. No, it hasn't. Raven does little tippy taps again. So, we have no procedures as for what to do. Nothing to be aware of, to make aware to those we are with. We are flying blind. Von Sterling slowly nods. Then, forgive me if I overstep my place, but as per the rules set up by you, such a thing would go to the current highest authority, which would be you, would it not? And Von Sterling just nods again. There's a silence. I believe I already know some of what would be said here. Do you wish for us to scout around and see if there's something amiss? That would be appreciated. Yes. And the hunt? She lasted for years without getting caught. I don't suppose Another 8 hours, 6 hours, however long till sundown would prove or disprove otherwise. Yes, but they were known for traveling and going from place to place. One person in such a big country. And they kind of pause as Van Sterling slowly kind of gives them just this look. They're just like, you really going to argue this here and now? And they kind of slowly close their beak, kind of shift slightly again. Orders, then. As you said, poke around, send the ribbon back if you find anything. I can leave it here if you want. I'm aware of the usefulness of eyes in the sky. Well, that's not just my eyes, sir. I can relay information from here if you need. He stares for a moment, glances back over to Fidget. Would you say that sounds amenable?
It is, sir.
Glances to Artie. Any thoughts you have?
Artemis has kind of pulled her cloak in around herself to like almost hide her arm and kind of shrink back into the corner a bit. And then she looks up at him again. I think we could last another till sundown. I'd rather it be done sooner rather than later.
It is why I am seeking to have Iceberg here. He'll be able to send out the message through this city faster than I can. I have the higher authority, but this is his city, and I do wish to respect that. We will hold out. We will get information. And if they attempt to come upon us, we will wipe them out. A fair assessment?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, indeed. It does sound like a fair assessment. I will be removing myself for a bit. Do not worry. They will probably just end up fluffing themselves and making a nest somewhere in this room. Normal for them. I'll be back with more information when I have it. Thank you again for the time you've given for me to speak with you, Van Sterling. He gives a slight nod. And the raven kind of like shifts for a moment, and it's like it suddenly activates silly mode and starts to like move around, picking up pieces of paper that were left unattended, scraps of paper mostly. It starts, exactly as said, looking like it's trying to make a makeshift nest all of a sudden, just casually. You would guess that it is no longer being intimately focused on by its caster. Von Sterling holds out a hand, places it on Fidget's shoulder. Sorry that it's ending like this. Better that it ends. But do you feel fulfilled?
I do, sir.
You feel you've earned it?
More than earned it, sir.
Good. I believe I have issue with some of these people outside. And they have issue with your friend, and therefore they have issue with you, and they have issue with me. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Artemis.
Hmm.
Follow Fidget. Fidget, can you make sure she has an offhand weapon in case she needs it?
Offhand.
Something to have in case they try and get too close to you. Many people who are spellcasters, well, they will attempt to grab at your wrists as though trying to stop spells. If you have a way to simply knock
Artemis
them
will
back.
kind of show her arm and flex, and there's like a ripple.
He
I have a
nods.
weapon.
He nods.
Fidget will, when he said offhand weapon, Fidget busies herself with her belt for a moment before removing the scimitar that has been on her hip this entire time.
Artemis gets confused and points the axe that she has on her own hip.
Trust me.
It is to
Give a
help
little
you.
bit more.
It is also
a little
to
more
help,
distance.
Good. A little more distance, and it'll help give the illusion that you are close quarters or prepared for close quarters.
All right.
It is a mind game. The more weapons you have at your belt, the more they will think that you are trained to be a fighter. Casting out the spells just means that if they get in close, you will have friends who are close, who can more easily strike. It's all about perception. An illusion.
Artemis will take the
The scimitar.
Mhm.
Yep. You can strap that onto your belt. And as you said, it's just for the illusion that you are competent in close quarters combat. That being said, as you will begin getting bits more preparation done, bits more readying up to do, would anyone like to attune? To
I
their
would.
magic? Yep.
Boy,
It's
have
like
anything
I
I
have
need to
something I need
attune?
to attune to.
Your swords have an attunement feature now.
What am I tuning to?
Your arm.
How do I do that?
It's not something you're going to be able to do on D&D Beyond.
No!
Yeah, I know. This is
Why
What's
could you do
the-
this to me?
this is custom.
Okay. We can put it in the custom note things on D&D Beyond.
Yes. Her eyebrows are blonde. What? What?
We're not looking that closely, I promise.
Especially right now.
Thank goodness for her. Or maybe not thank goodness.
But yeah, Fidget has two things to attune to then.
The bracers and the sword.
The boots
Oh, the
and
boots.
the
Yeah,
sword.
the boots. Yeah. So yeah, you can attune to those.
Yeah, I don't know what to put down for that because I don't really use D&D Beyond.
Fair. If you're doing it on here, I can give you more information.
But what do we put with the sword
I
in notes?
I will be giving you, each of you, notes over the week of the details that, through attuning to it, you will learn that bit of information.
Okay.
It's not all the information, of course, but it's enough to know how to get away with what you need.
Well, with that bit of things, Fidget will look at Von Sterling and just go, "Where shall I take Ari's best recommendation?"
Your group. They are dysfunctional, scattered at times. But clearly, when they're together, I doubt anyone could touch her. Would
Sure,
you?
if I got big guy here.
He nods to Tank. Stay with him. Actually, no. If you can, find your brother and Maxim. Extra hands on deck. Tank nods. Yes, sir. Gives a little nod, looks to you, gives another nod. Kind of like hesitates to leave for a second, looks back to you like, permission to go?
Permission to go, big guy.
Nods again and just makes his way.
Something the person talking through the Raven said sparked something that I remembered. She'll tap the spy's murmur again, going, "Razor,
Yeah.
you got your bird friend?"
Oh, yeah. And I imagine Serenity's like stepped out and is just like, woo, just sees fucking Razor reach up and turn his hand, and there's just a burst of feathers and color. It's just there's a bird in his hands now.
We need some eyes outside that aren't Oz.
On it. And he will move over and he will like put it up towards the rafters and basically have it head towards the roof so it doesn't just fly out a window, making it clear that something is going on. Rather more like a bird that had landed on the roof is now just flying away.
Sound was muted! Fuck.
Welcome back.
When Razor summons the bird, she just does the same with Bean Bean and looks at him. She looks confused, like, I mean, yes?
I think this is more for an aerial view than for fanciness.
Oh, I wasn't entirely sure if I was supposed to be shocked at the pizzazz. She doesn't look like she's being sarcastic.
No, I was doing it because that's the way I learned to summon them back.
With a flirt? You do you, pretty boy.
It puts my hand into a position that is holding a bird.
When
You snap your fingers and have it pop on your shoulder.
when Serenity says "pretty boy," Aurelius kind of sits up, huh?
Of course he does. It just, I don't know if, I don't think Zark was here when I said it, that the whole conversation that's been going on has been broadcast over the Spy's Murmur, so you and Serenity would have heard everything going on.
I'm not sure if Aurelius would have heard everything. He was being knocked the fuck out.
Processing. Wait, was that about us?
No, it's more of a please hold situation.
Of course.
He's rebooting.
It was more my way of saying that you guys would be in the know of what's going on if you wanted to be.
Yeah, no, I think it's far funnier if he's just slightly out of the loop.
Just slightly.
Serenity's actually having
Serenity's in the loop. Artemis is in the loop. Fidget's in the loop. Aurelius.
Everyone else is running on a fucking, like, a Windows 10. Aurelius is running on Windows 95.
God.
Artemis is just following, Fidget. Just, like, looking around, because now she's got, it feels like she has a massive target on herself. I'm sure he's trying to get smaller.
One of the reasons why I was wanting Tank with us, he'd have, bigger thing to stand behind. But, you got us. We'll keep you safe. They ain't gonna get you while we're around. They ain't gonna get her while we're around.
Not at all. And While they're distracted
What?
with me, Aurelius, and Fidget, you, my little fireball, can set them ablaze.
Are you telling me to set them on fire?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
What's going on?
I'm setting people on fire.
That's stock standard. I need more specifics.
No.
Okay.
If you didn't want to, you didn't pay attention, Aurelius, really.
I
I'll
was.
respond.
Yeah, he looks at Serenity, distracted.
You started
Yes,
it.
but yet
It's-
Serenity knows.
She'll just give a brief explanation.
No, seriously, I wasn't actually here
Yeah,
for all
Zark
that.
wasn't here.
You're fine. You're fine.
Ah, fuck. Quick, someone summarize it, because I'm going to take too long.
Yeah, just short version.
The collective who are hunting Fidget realized something's
Mhm.
wrong and sent a messenger
Yep.
raven.
Okay.
Von Sterling basically said, "We're calling off the hunt. We have bigger fish to fry. Get us more information." They're going to do so and get back to them. They're all pretty sure that it has something to do with your group and are going to relay information as needed, and you guys are to... Effectively, you're not being ordered. Fidget is. But the rest of you are being asked politely to just keep doing what you've been doing and guard Fidget. Not Fidget, Artemis. Fidget is guarding Artemis. And you
Okay,
are...
so Aurelia said, so we're just changing who we're protecting then.
Yes.
Basically.
Okay,
And
I can do
in the
that.
in the time that we're waiting, Adi, do you want to know how to hold that thing so you don't get caught off guard if you have to?
Yes, I would like to not cut myself, please.
Okay, where do we even
offered.
begin? I'm sorry.
I know which end to hold.
Okay, just short version, sticking with the pointy end. Aurelia says with a thumbs up, leaving the room.
Oh my god.
Razor watches them go out, looks back to them. Are we sure he's a sheep? Because if that's all they're teaching him there,
No,
we're in trouble.
It's
Train!
because he was trying to do the training when I was the one that offered,
Oh. Yeah, no,
and I shut him up.
Yeah.
Serenity visibly bites into her finger like she's trying to not say a damn word.
He might also be a little bit, distracted. Out
Yeah,
of
I
it?
think he and Serenity had a little bit of fun.
You can hear her snickering. Again! His fault! I'm also trying to not make an innuendo when he said stick them with the pointy end.
But yeah, Fidget will take Artie into one of the rooms where the windows are blocked off and run over the basics of how to hold and handle the sword in her hand.
You're very good at sword handling.
Innuendo or no innuendo?
Surprise me.
Oh, but she would just say yes!
I was just expecting a yes. Fidget will laugh and kind of going, you know what? Years of practice.
Oh my fucking god, this group is chaotic as shit.
Yes.
That's
Oh, I
part
could
of
have made it very uncomfortable, trust me.
Horse!
I know.
All of them,
Oh,
horse!
Lord.
Actually, I'm going to make it very uncomfortable. I'm gonna have Fidget just smirk and go, yeah, well, my dad taught me how to do it.
Oh,
Huh. I didn't realize fathers did that.
I'm stepping away for a bit. Hold on.
Breathe!
I knew it would
Razor!
work.
I'm poking Razor! I hate this!
Yeah?
I fucking hate it here.
Why?
Curious question.
I'm
gonna smack you, Don!
But Ardos will
Like, she's
continue
heard this-
learning how to use the what was it called?
Scimitar.
Scimitar?
The scimitar.
Please keep making innuendos the entire time.
Oh, it's to help the both of them not go absolutely insane with what's going on and that stress.
Oh, yeah.
Fair
Uh-huh.
enough.
What is your... Oh, God.
As Aurelius, where's Razor? in relation to everyone?
He's standing next
In
to
the hall where you walked away?
to Serenity, because she just nudged him.
Okay, so no one. All right, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no worries. What was your question?
Yeah, Artemis would go on to like make occasional innuendos about shields and swords and having practice with both.
Yeah, and Fidget will laugh and just add in her own little bit of things. It's to, again, break the tension for just a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying not to go nuts.
Of
Yeah,
course.
but she's also trying to make it so that Artie can feel comfortable enough to use the sword if worse comes to worse.
What was your?
She's not comfortable with it, but she is getting a little more used to it.
Yep.
The waiting of it is a little weird.
Mm. What was your question?
So, over the course of the last few days, I've been hearing, because she has heard it like once or twice. I've been hearing the name Snake Eyes. Are they here? Or is this something else?
Oh, friend from Corvin. They're a bit more under the eyes of an enemy. We weren't able to come.
Still friend or?
Should still be.
Okay.
They
I'm
weren't,
just wondering if I should
they weren't,
tag it at some point.
yeah, they weren't driven off by Silvertongue's madness. Managed to keep under his radar until she was put directly under the radar. We had a few friends back home. Still don't know where Jinx is, but Tedric's gonna.
It seems like her eyes are slightly crossing. Jinx, as in, and she points to where, like, the room where Midnight is, like, in that direction, or Jinx is in.
Other Jinx. The
She,
Jinx
like, crosses her arms.
The Jinx that Tedric looked like. No, we're about to hop off. No worries. And there's a bit more idle discussion as
We'll ask him if he's alright, basically, because he's stressed as fuck.
no.
She holds a Bean Bean. Would you like to support?
I normally have my bird, but they are kind of motions to the ceiling.
She'll put Bean Bean on his head.
Thank you.
Just for reference on his height, Razor is 5'5".
My man, you are literally fucking only up to my collarbone.
He's
Yeah,
titty height.
he's titty height. But on that note,
Just plop the ferret on.
you guys will have a little bit of time to breathe. A short respite, if you will. Kind of see things through new lenses, new perspectives, and to open up gently. And we will end the session there. With uncertainty as to what is to come. For reference, we are just past noon of this day.
Okay.
We got 6 hours left. Oh boy.
We have 6 hours left till sundown, but that does not mean that what's going on outside is going to wait that long.
Well, the hunt was
Yeah.
called off,
Yep.
so
The hunt
we don't have
should
to worry
be
about
called
that whole thing.
Alright, time to fucking blast Divine. Let's go.
We'll get there when we get there. But in the meantime, we do post these videos on my channel. You can generally find it under Cormundum Chaos, under the username Uncommon Guru. It's me. We do also then stream these, generally every Monday around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a couple of hours with those who wish to see at twitch.tv/WhatTeamComp. Should be linked in the description. If not, whoops, that's my bad. I'm sorry. But
How fucking dare you?
I know, right? But in the meantime, I'm having so much fun. This is episode 45, by the way, guys. We are 7 away from 52, from having a year's worth in weeks. That is quite the impressive achievement.
Oh yeah.
Your impressive achievement.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate
You are.
it. You are all impressive achievements, and I appreciate and adore all of you.
So are you, Zark.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't come in here and take my praise and use it against me.
It's been
You
used.
know better than to use praise in this group and not get it in return.
Listen, I didn't expect to be fucking Keanu Reeves up in this. You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. Yes. But on that note, thank you all so much for watching with us. We've had a great time. We hope you have as well. And until next time, we're WhatTeamComp. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye!